Oh my gosh, I am so excited for today's podcast episode. I'm currently streaming this live to my Facebook group, the High Vibe Boss Babes. This is the best Facebook group in the entire world for coaches, CEOs, healers, light workers who want to scale their business their way and make a fuck ton of money. So if you're not in there, come join us. If you are unfamiliar with my story, in 2021, I surpassed my income as a teacher, scaled my business, surpassed my income, created my second six-figure business. And at the end of my 2021, 2022 teaching contract year, I left teaching after 16 years of being in that industry. And it was the best decision ever. It was the scariest decision. And so if you are looking to scale your business so that you can leave your 9-to-5 job, I'm going to share with you what was crucial for me in order to do that. So a lot of times I will have clients who will come to me and they've got either they're trying to leave their job or they are trying to open up like a secondary online aspect. So sometimes it's they have a brick and mortar business and they want to bring their business online and they want to surpass their brick and mortar with their online business, or they want to scale their online business so they can leave their 9-to-5. So whatever you're doing, if you're juggling multiple things, this is the podcast for you. Now, with this being said, like if you're not familiar with me, I scaled my business while working full-time as a teacher, being a mom of 2 kids who are in elementary school, who are busy, who have activities, all the things, husband, dog, and having a second business that I supported and helped my husband with. So there was a lot of things going on. And I'm sure just like me, you are juggling a lot. And it's really important when you are scaling your business while working and juggling a whole bunch of other things, energy first, strategy second. What do I mean by that? Well, first off, what I noticed is I really had to pay attention to my energy. When was I at my peak energy? What was the things in my business where I just lit up, was so excited to do? How I did it, I had to really anchor into that energy first. So for example, I love Facebook. Absolutely love Facebook. That is the platform I focused on first and foremost. And I love going live. So my strategy, because every strategy works, but my strategy of speaking, of connecting to my clients through lives, through my voice, that was my strength. I really anchored into my strengths and I went with, okay, if my strengths are speaking, going live, connecting in this way, now let's then implement the strategy. My energy was crucial. I didn't go live when I felt like shit. I went live when I was most magnetic, when I felt really good. Now, it was also crucial that my energy had to be maintained. I had to put that first. I had to make sure that I was taking care of myself and doing the things that were going to fuel me. So that was meditation and mindset work, energy healing, the things that were going to actually amplify my energy. That's what I focused on. The next thing in my business that I did, I let go all of the things that didn't matter. So when I first started to build my business, I had my podcast. I was doing sales pages. I was doing Pinterest. I was trying all of the fucking things, all of the platforms. I was trying to do written posts and lives and everything. And I looked at, how do I buy? What makes me buy from somebody? And what really moves the needles in my business? So I prioritized the things that really mattered, like connecting with people, growing my audience, connecting, networking. That was a priority. So I kept that. A sales page, I don't fucking read sales pages. So I let myself sell through the DMs, and I let myself sell through posts on Facebook. And that's how I scaled my business, through conversations in the DM, no cold messaging. Everyone who wanted something came to me. I would do master classes that were giving tons of value, free master classes, and would sell through those. Like everything was through connecting with people, giving a shit ton of value, and selling in a way that felt so good to me and attracting the dream clients that I want to work with. And I let go of the podcast when it wasn't feeling good. And I was so excited to be back. I let go of sales pages. I let go of websites and funnels, anything that didn't feel good, that wasn't how I like to buy. I let go of it. Okay. Now, the next thing was so freaking crucial for me in scaling my business. First and foremost, when we're looking at a 9-to-5 job, society has conditioned us to think a job means security. A job means consistency. A job means safety. And after watching both of my parents be laid off in 2008 and just watching nationwide in the United States and around the world with COVID, the pandemic, all of these things, that wasn't fucking true. A job did not mean security. A job did not mean safety. And so often I will have clients come to me and be like, well, it's security, it's safety. It means that I will have a steady paycheck. It's something I can rely on. The only thing that you can actually rely on is you. So when I let go of the notion of a job meant security and paying my bills, and that actually it was me that was capable of creating this own security, I am my safety. The knowledge, the things that I have done, my experience, everything that I am growing and the way I'm doing things, I am the security. One of the things that people would often say to me when they heard that I was leaving my job was, well, what about retirement? It was hilarious because it was like, do you not think that as an entrepreneur that you can put money away for retirement? And if you are loving your job, if you are loving your business, if you love your business, you're not going to want to retire at 65. It's not going to be like, I need to retire. And we are so conditioned to work a job for 50, 60 years, even 40 years, whatever it may be, of misery, of putting your life on hold, of doing all kinds of things to build somebody else's dream while being miserable, while having no time freedom, no financial freedom, no just location freedom. On the off chance that we live past 65 and we can retire. And so many people wait until 65 to retire so they can get medical. And that was another thing. Like, what about medical? Because if you're familiar with the United States, we don't have the socialized medical system. We have to pay privately our medical. But if you're making a fuck ton of money in your business, it's not going to matter. And it gets to become a write-off, depending on your state, depending on your rules. But it's not as like, oh my gosh, the job is the only way we can get medical. The job is the only way we can get retirement. And the job is the only way we can have security. Those are all things that are not true. So once I started really looking at my fears, my doubts, the things that I was conditioned to believe around a job and versus a business, let's say. So a job versus a business. Once I let go of that, it was like, all right, I can do this. Now it's scary as fuck. I will tell you, I like bawled my eyes out. The day before my last day of school, I like woke up bawling like, oh my God, what the fuck did I do? There are moments of, am I sure? Do I really want to do this? That was totally my ego. That was completely something that was not going to fucking like, yes, I want to do this. I literally was given signs from the universe every single day that the decision to leave my teaching career was the right decision. Now, I loved teaching, loved it. I've been doing it for 16 years. However, things were shifting. I was desiring more in life. I wanted to be able to travel. I wanted to be able to provide opportunities for my children. I wanted to do more. So while I absolutely loved the work I did with my students, I knew there was more out there for me, for my family. There was more good that I can do in the world. And I knew it was the right thing for me. Now, what really helped in this aspect was that I set a dollar amount of the amount that I needed to make in a year in order to feel comfortable to leave my full-time job. Because I had children and we have another business, it was very like, I had an agreement. There was lots of conversations with my husband, and we had a number that it was like, okay, once I'm at this amount, it's it, we're done. And my husband was very much like, okay, well, maybe you can do another year and just stack that cash. And it was like, no, I'm deciding that this is the amount and I'm jumping when I have hit this amount. So this aspect of decision, like you are ready to leave at this amount, set it. Not waiting until you have X amount of dollars stacked in the account and putting it off over and over. Like, get that amount that is your goal versus like a vague, one day I'll leave. When you have that goal, that vision, and you know what you're working towards, then it gets so much clarity and you're able to move towards it. Once I had that number, it literally became, this is the year that it's happening. I decided that this was the year that it was happening. In 2021, I said, we're doing it. And I was not going to let anything hold me back. I actually, when deciding that this was going to be the 2021, 2022 school year was going to be my last school year. This was before I had actually hit the number. I had decided before I hit my goal amount. And during that time, I actually manifested my dream district, my dream teaching position. And there was a little bit of a moment of, oh, fuck, I just manifested something I have been wanting for years, to be at the best district in my area, where like the parents supported, the principal was amazing. My kids, like it was such a good school. I wanted my kids to be at the school with me. It was like, oh my gosh, 20 minutes from my house. My commute was nothing, where previously I'd been commuting the entire time while trying to build my business 45 minutes each way. It was like everything was aligning for me to make it the easiest transition for me as possible. And I decided, and I told everyone, because when I told everyone, there was no fucking way I was going to be able to back out. I held myself at a higher standard. When I started to tell everyone, this is my last year teaching, told my husband, told my kids, my family, they all thought I was fucking crazy. How many times in-laws and parents were like, what are you doing? Are you sure? We just got out of a pandemic. Woo, are you sure you want to do this? And I decided, yes, this is it. This is the last year. And it was in that decision that it was like a full alignment, like, okay, let's go. Let's do this. Let's move towards this goal. And then it happened. Now, in this decision that it was happening this year, I had to get support because everyone else around me didn't understand what I was doing. My family, my friends, it was kind of like, are you sure? A lot of their limiting beliefs they would share. So I, for one, got support and mentorship. Somebody that had the lifestyle, and to have the business that I desired. So I hired a mentor, and I had worked with mentors in the past, but I really focused on hiring a mentor that was a me for me. They were somebody who their energy, the way they worked, the way they built their business was like me. I'm a manifesting generator. They're a manifesting generator. The way we show up was very, very similar. I loved it. So I entered into her container, and I've been with her for 1.5 years now. And it was like the best decision to hire a mentor that was a me for me, the way I work. I also hired support in areas of my business that I wanted that I didn't want to do. So my graphics, I hired support to have somebody do my graphics. I hired support with somebody, photo shoots. I didn't want to just be taking selfies all the time. I wanted to have gorgeous photos for my branding. So I hired a photographer. I hired the support internally for my own self and for my business so that I could move faster in cleaner energy. And I was able to stay and stick with the things that I fucking loved to do, that were my zone of genius. And it was the world of difference. Trying to figure it out on my own, trying to work through shifts and mindset. When I was able to have a mentor who could pinpoint exactly what was going on and help me shift it within minutes or seconds, even sometimes, allowed me to move through my crap a lot faster, which allowed me to spend the time doing the activities in my business that was actually going to make a difference. Connecting with my clients, supporting my clients, connecting with more people, providing massive value. That is what was going to grow my business. Okay, so get support. And the next thing was I had my business work with my life. I've seen a lot in the business building industry where it's treat your business like a business, not a job, and prioritize it, and all these things about how to grow your business. But for me, as a mom, my kids and family came first. So I wasn't willing to sacrifice going to my son's baseball games, taking my daughter to ballet. I wasn't willing to sacrifice that. And it wasn't something where I wanted to hire out a nanny. I wanted to be a present mom because, and this is going to be another episode, it was crucial to me to be an amazing present mom and a successful entrepreneur. I had so many limiting beliefs about being a mom and an entrepreneur and having to sacrifice, because there's so much in the industry about sacrificing your time with your family, time with your friends to build your dreams. And I believe that you can do both. So that's what I did. I created a business model that worked with my life. I changed the way I served clients from video calls to audio calls so I could take my son to practice and take a client call while I'm sitting in the car waiting for him. I could wake up early at 4:30 in the morning and create whatever I wanted to create, live content, connect with people. I didn't care about what was the best time to post. I posted in the time that was best for my energy. I cut my calls down from 60 minutes to 30 minutes. I added options in my business, such as Voxer messaging, like Voxer messaging only. So people, instead of doing calls, we could do shifts in real time in Voxer. So when I was teaching, right before school started, before my contract hours, I could check my Voxer messaging and I could answer and support my clients. And then at recess, when I wasn't on yard duty, I could check in with my clients. At lunch, whatever it may be, I could make it so my business was working inside of my life. I wasn't trapped to only my office at home. I would go live in my car. I would create content. So one of the things that like I love to do was, just voice memo myself. So there would be times when I would be driving in the car and I would hit the record button on my phone and I would just start voice memoing myself content. When it's nice and quiet and you're commuting is the best time to channel. And as a channel, it was like, if I didn't get this information, I would lose it sometimes because it was coming from a source other than me. And I would forget it. I wouldn't know. So I would just hit that record button and I would channel, made it work easy, had a transcription where it would immediately give me what I said and I could post that as a post. All of my programs became live because I recognized that that's how I worked best. Hence why I'm recording this podcast while I'm live on Facebook, because when I'm live, the channel opens and it flows, versus when I tried to pre-record things, I would always get caught up in my words and I would second guess things, be like, oh, I paused too long during that time. And when I'm live, it just flows. The channel opens and it is what it is. So I really worked my business into how my life was. I allowed myself to drop the things that didn't fucking matter. I didn't need to be on social media a million times. I didn't need to post everything that I was doing with my kids. There are so many game nights. There are so many movie nights and playing with the kids and doing different activities that are never shared on social media because I am so fucking present with my family. My boundaries became so good and they are getting even better. There's going to be another podcast episode on that one. But having your business work with your life makes it possible so you can scale your business while being a mom, while having family, while taking care of you still, makes it possible. If you believe you can do it, you will allow yourself to do it. Have your business work with your energy. Who you are and your energy is going to matter more than the specific strategy, because our industry changes, your business is going to change, things are going to evolve. Create a business model that is easy, simple, and fucking fun. So you love to show up in it. So I would love, love, love to know if this is helpful. Let me know. If those of you who are watching live in the High Vibe Boss Babe Facebook group, I hope this was helpful. If you are looking to leave your 9-to-5, just want you to know you can fucking do it. When you believe enough in yourself that you don't need anyone else to believe in you, you make it possible. So I love you and I hope you have the most amazing day ever.